Hey guys, it's Dan back for Generation Productions. Another video we got today about another Doctor Who video. So this is about a new Doctor Who video. So let's get to it. I'm going to be showing you some of my Doctors that I don't like from start to finish, and also reasons why. So to start off, we have basically the Curse of the Fatal Death, which was basically a comedy sketch. The reason why I don't like these Doctors is because they're sort of being made somewhat canon. Because there was a DVD release of the Curse of the Fatal Death, even though it was like a fan-made sketch. It was just done for a bit of a joke, or Red Nose Day, or whatever, or special kids in special needs. It was done as a joke. It wasn't meant to be taken seriously, but somehow it seems to be somewhat canonized. So these guys are somewhat supposed to be representations of the Doctor. We also had before these guys, we also had one of the other guys playing as well as the Doctor as well. Sorry, my mind escaped me for a bit. But the guy who played Mr. Bean did the Doctor as well. Rowan Atkinson, I think it was. No, not Rowan Atkinson. Oh man, I don't know. But basically, one of the other guys was playing the Doctors, but I really did not like these Doctors. They were just basically done as a comedy sketch. So, in a way, I sort of like them because they were supposed to be making fun of the regeneration cycle, and if you get this thing, it's like the smart guy, the wisecracking guy, basically the sex addict kind of guy. Then you got the bashful kind of guy, and then you got the hot, sexy guy, and then you got the feminine side, so to speak. So it was like almost like Larry Curly, Dopey and Mopey and all the stuff of the Seven Dwarfs. So sort of trying to capture on the regenerations as being like the Seven Dwarfs or whatever kind of thing. It was kind of like a bit of a gag. Yeah, but to be honest, I didn't really like these guys too much. So yeah. So next one we have is the Richard. Oh no, not that one yet. Next one, I think, well, it's going to be basically a long list of first Doctors I do not like. Next Doctor being the Peter Cushing Doctor. There we go, the Peter Cushing Doctor. Now, the reason why I don't like this Doctor was because it was basically an Americanization of the Doctor. And basically, in this version of the Doctor, he's basically somewhat canonized as well as being a Doctor, and the concept of being an American version of the Doctor. But the funny thing is, though, he's actually human. Now, can someone explain to me how a human can build a TARDIS, a dimensionally transcendental TARDIS? Not even the greatest scientists' minds on Earth can actually build a TARDIS. Basically, building a time machine or something that's actually bigger on the inside. So, I really don't understand how is it that we're supposed to take this Doctor seriously, but somewhat, yeah, whatever. So, he's not exactly one of my favourite Doctors either. I mean, he's a good concept because he's supposed to be like, he is a representation of the first Doctor, William Hartnell, but in a way, he's done that it's like, yeah, it's like it's Americanized. It's also very, he could be better. I really don't mind him. Yeah, he could have been a Doctor, but it was just the fact that they made him human, and he's supposed to have all this knowledge of how to make a TARDIS. And there was no real clear understanding of why the TARDIS is a police box. It's just a police box that he uses as an outer shell to hide the inner workings of a TARDIS. So, yeah, not the best Doctor we have. Next is, let's see, another first Doctor. This was Michael or Michelle or I think it's pretty much Michael Jones. Now you may recognise this dude from one of the episodes where the Doctor, where Clara went back and met the Doctor as a child. Where Clara met the Doctor as a child. And one thing I do not like about this is that the concept of everyone just thinks this is actually a boy, and it was played by a male actor, I believe, but there was no actual distinction to say, yeah, this first version, like a child version of the first Doctor, was actually a boy. We don't even know if it was even a boy. So there was no clear guidance on that, and because of that, people speculate that this dude was actually possibly even a female version, mainly because of what Missy said. Missy said, or the Master had said, I've known the Master since he was a little girl. I've known the Doctor since he was a little girl. So there we go. So that's the reason why I don't like this Doctor. Not that the fact is also we don't get to see the Doctor's face, and we don't really know anything about that version as the Doctor as a child. So I don't really like the Mitchell or Michael or Mitchell Jones Doctor. The next one is still going through the first Doctors. The David Broley Doctor. Look, he did a good job for Adventure in Time, but the issue I have with this Doctor is quite simply the fact they tried when they finally brought him back as the first Doctor, they tried to pass him off as the Doctor as a misogynist, a Doctor who basically said, oh yes, go and do the cleaning here, go do this, go do that. And if you watch the first Doctor episodes, he's not like that. He's a grandfather figure. The Doctor is actually a grandfather figure, and he's not telling women, oh, you should go do this, you should go do that. Maybe at times he said, quick, back to the TARDIS, or something like that. But he was never like, oh yes, go make me a cup of tea. Go make me a cup of tea, dear. Or, go and do something over there at that console. This kind of thing. And he even had the sort of, the actual William Hartnell had the sort of Yoda kind of voice thing going on as well. But but that's never actually captured with some of these renditions of the Doctor. So basically, in a way, the Doctor, William Hartnell's first Doctor, was supposed to be somewhat like a Yoda character. And this version of the Doctor basically tried to make him seem like a misogynist, and that the Peter Capaldi Doctor had to correct him on a few times, saying, "Oh no, you can't say that." And I'm thinking, yes, he can, because he's the first Doctor, and second of all, he never actually really said those things anyway. So this Doctor kind of fucked things up for the original Doctor. I'm sorry for my swearing, but that's the way I saw it. He kind of screwed things up for the first Doctor. And another Doctor that screwed up things for the first Doctor was Richard Houndrel. This Doctor was in the Five Doctors episode, and I don't like this Doctor, because again, he said to Tegan, oh, go make me a cup of tea. Go get me a cup of tea. And she's like, hang on a minute. And he's like, and then the fifth Doctor said, oh, don't worry, he's just a bit old and dottery. Just excuse him, will you? And I thought, that's just such a cop-out. Also, another thing is, he was also the one that mentioned this, what happened to the other. So he was the first one who brought up the other Doctor, which is what sort of is now canonized because of this Doctor, that we have the other Doctor. And now, first of all, we thought he was talking about the fourth Doctor, but no, according to sources, they say that the other Doctor is supposed to be some of this weird timey-wimey Doctor that was supposed to be around with Omega and Rassilon, and it was part of the Holy Trinity, somewhat, so to speak, of Rassilon and Yeah, all those guys. So, I really don't like this doctor because he sort of infers about the other doctor, and also refers to, trying to be the doctor as being a misogynist, and that's where it really probably already started, was with this doctor. The doctor was somewhat of a misogynist, and I don't like that. So that's the reason why I think this doctor sucks in that respect. Now this is the 9th Doctor, Richard E. Grant Doctor, 9th Doctor. The reason why I don't like this Doctor is because, first of all, this Doctor doesn't really fit on any kind of action regeneration. He does not even remotely look like the actual 9th Doctor, and in a way he seems to be more like a fan make, and the coat looks more like, as you see with the current one of the current Doctors, like a the coat looks like a William Hartnell, or a William Hartnell kind of style jacket, and even the head sculpt and everything looks very much more like a William Hartnell first Doctor more than it does actually the 9th. So that kind of looks absolutely ridiculous. I just think that's absolutely bogus. I don't like this look. It's just very much, it doesn't look anything like what the 9th Doctor should look like. So, or even 8th Doctor, 9th, 8th Doctor, it just doesn't work for me. Okay, next one. Is Peter Capaldi. Now, I really liked this Doctor originally. When he was first doing his run, he was like, "Oh, I got myself a new face." And when you've heard this guy Peter Capaldi on The Office and stuff like that, he's very flamboyant with his swearing and all sorts of stuff like that. But the reason why I sort of, as the years got on, the reason why I don't like Peter Capaldi's Doctor anymore was because basically when River Sung showed up, she was like, "Oh, you're a man, you're not supposed to think," and stuff like that, and basically gave Peter Capaldi's version of the Doctor a bit of a rundown by feminist views, which I think is absolute bullshit. And then we also have the thing where, like I said, he went to, when he was about to regenerate, he met the first Doctor, and he was like, "Oh, you can't say that," and "Oh, come on, straight, you can't say that, you can't say things like that these days," and stuff like that, and was very much somewhat of an anti-first Doctor. He had to correct the first Doctor about a few of his misogyny, and so I thought, that really sucks. This Doctor feels like, he was started off okay, but he felt like it's like a meaningful thing for feminists about, this is what we want the Doctor to be, a weak, somewhat weak pussy-ass Doctor, sorry again for my language, but pussy-ass Doctor who basically, even this Doctor says, "I'm an idiot," and this kind of thing. The Doctor is somewhat not as smart as what he says. Even, you check his Google history. Most of all the knowledge that the Doctor has is probably from looking at Google and stuff like that. I mean, that say again, that's not exactly that we all do that, but from what I understand, the Doctor doesn't always have to look up do Google searches for his knowledge. He's had previous regenerations. All the knowledge he has is actually stored in his head. So, I mean, I love this Doctor Peter Capaldi originally, but as time went on, I sort of started to hate him towards the end of the season and his regeneration version before he regenerates. I really don't like him for those reasons now, but anyway. Again, another previous regeneration of that was Matt Smith. I love Matt Smith in a way. I think he even looks a little bit like me if I was skinnier. I absolutely love him, but again, the main issue with his Doctor, Matt Smith's Doctor, was again this whole misogyny kind of thing. Like, this whole thing about, "Oh, you can't say that. Yes, you can't do that." And he was also treated like an idiot. He even was quoted, even his famous quote was, "I'm a madman with a box." So the concept of the Doctor was a bit of a psychopath, and was a bit of a loose cannon, and was a bit of a jerk. That was the kind of things that they were trying to impose on this Doctor, which, to be honest, I don't think is even fair. This Matt Smith's Doctor was so good and towards the end of his run, towards the end of his seasons, they try to pass him off as some sort of jerk, and I really don't like that. So, anyway, and then we coming down the list to three lots of my most hated doctors, or supposed doctors. And that would be these. The brain of Morbius doctors. Now, first of all, let's clear something up. These are not the Doctor. I don't even think these guys are even the Doctor. I think these are the brain of Morbius regenerations. Because as what they said when the brain transfer was going through, it was like all the doctors, and then it was trying to fight back against the brain of Morbius from trying to take over his body and his regenerations. And so these images shot up, and I think this is probably Morbius's regenerations. That makes a whole lot more sense than previous incarnations of the Doctor. And a lot of these guys was like that dude there, that was one of the showrunners and directors. A lot of these guys were actually showrunners and directors for Doctor Who, and scriptwriters and editors. So, to be honest, these aren't even really canon. They are not even really canon Doctors. But anyway, they're not even the Doctor. So there's my issue with that. And this video's running out. So I'll quickly run down the final two. So those I absolutely hate, because the Morbius Doctors aren't even really canon as Morbius Doctors. Then they just basically could be even just Morbius regenerations. Who knows? And then we come to Jodie Whittaker's Doctor, the 13th Doctor. Now, to be honest, she was okay. The look that she's got kind of grew on me, and the fact that the actual actress Jodie Whittaker is a mother in real life, it kind of grew on me, and sort of like tried to pass off a sort of Doctor Who scarf kind of thing there for the New Year's one. That was kind of cool. But as things got on, I really did not like this Doctor, because basically what she represents is this whole feminist ideal that women are supposed to, take over the world, and that. And she's not even, and what even is more insulting, she's not all that smart. I mean, she's not that intelligent, and the Doctor was always intelligent, and Jodie Whittaker's Doctor was actually starting to grow on me, basically that stuff. But then what really pissed me off is they gave her the 10th Doctor's story arc. The idea that Gallifrey's been destroyed, she's got a bit of a, she's a little bit more pissed off now, and not so over the top, bubbling with joy and shit. But that's what I'm saying. She seems a lot more like a knockoff of David Tennant's Doctor. She's a knockoff. And I don't like that. Every Doctor had their own indistinctual thing. Oh, and then another thing. She lied. She lied in the day of the, basically the fugitive of the Judoon. Because when she went back to this thing, there was a scene where she went back in the TARDIS to Gallifrey, and the citadel of the whole citadel was totally destroyed, and all the cities and stuff around Gallifrey's main city and the citadel was destroyed. Now, she says that the actual thing was destroyed. She says that Gallifrey was destroyed. This is what Gallifrey looked like when it was destroyed in the original timeline. Then, it was actually like this originally. Gallifrey was originally like this, like a proper decent planet. Then, when the war happened, the war ravaged across Gallifrey, and it started to look a bit like a planet from Star Wars. That Star Wars planet where the guy became Darth Vader, you know what I mean? That sort of lava planet. But even then, even if the Gallifrey was totally destroyed into the sort of lava-like planet, it's not really destroyed. The planet is still there. That's my issue. Even if the planet looked like this, even if the planet looked like this, Gallifrey looked like this, being ravaged from war and all that, it's still there. So even if the Citadel was destroyed, the planet is still there. So when this dumbass Doctor says, oh, Gallifrey is gone, it's not gone. It's still there, because it has not been obliterated. Okay, so that was my issue. And then we come finally to the Joe Martin Doctor. This Doctor. Now, I absolutely love what they've done with this Doctor. I mean, she looks like the Doctor. She's brilliant. I love the design of the TARDIS. I love everything there is to love everything about this Doctor. She's absolutely brilliant as Doctor. I would love to have her be basically a regeneration from Jodie to her. That would make so much more sense. But no! They had to retcon it, mind you, and say that she is basically a first Doctor, or basically the third Doctor. Either before John Pertwee or before William Hartnell. Now that can go sucking my dick. I don't give a shit. That is absolutely bullshit. She is not the first Doctor, and she's not even the third Doctor. So go get bent. Now I love this person. I love the actress. I love what they've done with her Doctor. But she should really come after this piece of shit here, Jodie. That she should actually come after her, not before her. But anyway, that's my personal opinion. Sorry again, people, for my rant and my swearing, but that's the way I see it. This is absolutely bullshit, and basically, Chris Shitnell can go to hell, because I'm not going to accept that. I'm sorry. I'm a fan of the Doctor. I'm a fan of the original series Doctors, and I'm part of the thing. And when you try and retcon the canon and trying to make it sound like it's something where it's not, shouldn't even be like that, I get bloody pissed. So, yeah. So I'm saying, if they're going to make that version of the Doctor, Joe Martin as the Doctor, that should not exist, fine. I'm done with Doctor Who. I am going to be officially done with the Doctor. If they do that, I'm done. If they're going to put this Joe Martin Doctor before everything else, screw it. I am not going to go there. I'm done with Doctor Who. I'll be done. And I might even put some of these Doctor Who bits and pieces up for eBay, or even maybe do a prize thing here on YouTube, if that's the case. Because I will not put up with the Doctor being vandalised and the whole story arc changed. Bullshit. Okay, people, thanks for watching, and sorry for a bit of a long rant video, but thanks to people for watching. Okay, bye.